Hello, this is Justice, and welcome to the third shift. Today we're going to be talking about flags. And flags, while important, are often overlooked. The thought that a simple banner can represent millions of people, their values, beliefs, and history, is nothing to wave a stick at. Not sure why you'd have a stick, maybe if you're from Hogwarts. But what's really, truly magical is, of course, flags. We'll be covering the reason behind flags, how the modern idea of a national flag evolved, and some general information about world flags. Banners and symbols for groups of people have been around for ages. Over 2 millennia ago, when Rome was marching across the ancient world, their imperial banners went with them. Many ancient armies across the world had battle flags as military standards, from Europe to China. Yet flags in their modern sense are younger than you might think. During the Middle Ages, flags were symbols painted on the shields and used on banners so that you could easily differentiate different groups of knights. The concept of a general countrywide flag, though, arose in the late Middle Ages. The oldest national flag, still in use today, is the Danish flag, having first been used in 1219. This is all well and good, but the real flag fervor didn't truly kick off until colonial times. By the end of the 1700s, the concept of national identity had really begun to take hold in Europe. During the Napoleonic Wars, many nations had fought for their very survival and sovereignty. If they had no national sentiment before, they definitely had it after. Imagine French armies marching through your small German state. You would think, wait, I'm not French, that's not my flag. After this pivotal conflict, most nations' flags gained more prominence because of the rise of nationalism, as the French tricolor had marched all across Europe. This basic tricolor design inspired the making of most European flags. Many people accuse European flags of being derivative and kind of boring, but that's because they were all modeled after this one flag. Some, however, can look nice. By the 1900s, flags were a precedent. Every nation had to have its own flag. Through the centuries of colonialism, imperialism, and many wars, countless nations had come into their own. Today, there are around 196 countries in the world, give or take. And each has their own unique flag. Or, not. Still better than state flags. With all the world's flags, of course, they take inspiration from different places. Many countries have taken inspiration from their colonizers' flags. Some countries use religious symbolism, such as in the Nordic flags and in many Middle Eastern flags. Some countries also use native animals or plants on their flags. And on occasion, cultural stories or myths are also used as symbolism on the flags. No matter how they were made or how they were inspired, we see a common theme among flags. They arose as yet another way of differentiating between us and them. And while arguably further dividing people up is not a great idea, out of that, we found something really cool. A form of art that expresses patriotism, art that can symbolize and encompass a whole country. That's what makes flags so cool. The fact that a piece of cloth can make a whole nation feel as one. Hey, here's a fun drinking game. Watch this video over and take a shot each time I say the word flags. You should probably play it with a friend that you probably want to die of alcohol poisoning, because it's many times.